There we go. All right, welcome into Sports Talk here on Talk 104.93 WKCT, presented by Greenwood Ford on the Facebook Live feed. Of course, Cole Scott, News 40 Sports. Brian Davis, Franklin Favorite, joining us in studio for the pre-party. I mean, we had a pre-party earlier.
The football preview show.
Yeah. Head coach Piper Lindsey, not girls basketball, softball.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new title. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so just straight off the top, talk your background in softball and what made you take this job.
Well, a lot of people don't know, but I do have somewhat of a background with softball. My first love was gymnastics, but then after that, I just kind of took up with t-ball and then softball, and really didn't pick up a basketball till 6th grade. So really, I played a lot of softball growing up, and then I did play all 4 years at Barren, and of course, kind of went on and went the basketball route. I did kind of coach a little bit with softball when I was in college. I helped at Barren as a volunteer, and then after that, I helped a little bit with Franklin Simpson Middle School.
Wow.
As a matter of fact. And then helped at Harrison County High School as an assistant there, and then after that was kind of when my basketball coaching career took off. So a lot of people don't know that.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I'm bored. Wow. So, what do you know about your team so far?
Well, I do know that we have a really, really great pitcher coming back, as well as 3 or 4 other older girls. A lot of young kids. We actually had a little meeting yesterday. It's a good mixture. It's a really good combination of kids with experience and then kids with a lot of talent that I think we can really mold together.
Okay.
So playing 4 years in high school, do you have any games that you stood out in? Any fond memories from those days?
Really, the main one was just we were 1 out away from winning region my senior year. We won region in volleyball. We won region in basketball.
Wow.
And then we were 1 out away against Greenwood. And so that was probably the biggest one, where if we had just gotten that one more out, we would have been able to go to state in all 3 sports. So that's probably the biggest, the loss. But my coaches that I had in high school started out with actually Michelle Murphy, which was Daryl Murphy's wife, is her wife.
Wow.
So that was my first one. And then, of course, we've talked a little bit about Brad Bonds was my sophomore and junior coach, and then Coach Butler was my senior year coach. And, all of them have meant a lot to me and taught me a lot of things along the way.
So, as far as like softball aspects, are you best at probably pitching wise? Are you best at telling that fielding? Or what do you think you'll be the strongest part of your coaching aspect of softball?
Middle infield was kind of what I was best at, playing a shortstop. So obviously I feel like I kind of gravitate to knowing that. I do, as far as my assistant coaches go, I feel like I've got a really good first and third baseman coach. I've got some really good pitching coaches. As far as, of course, they go to a lot of pitching. They take pitching lessons anyway. So that is one thing that I will have to learn more about. And then I've got some good coaches that can kind of understand the outfield.
Okay.
Obviously, when you were introduced, I guess it was last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, when Coach Murphy says you were the first person that he called, being a long-time coach like that, what's that mean to you?
When I got that message, I mean, I was like floored, like just speechless. Like, Coach Murphy is reaching out to me. I mean, Coach Murphy is somebody that I've looked up to since he's been at Barren and would always reach out to. Of course, coaching his daughter with basketball was also a joy, but I was just honestly just speechless. I kind of took about a week to think about this and was like, you know what, if he's reaching out to me, this means something. And I just was tickled to death to take this opportunity.
So, because you're heavily involved with basketball, how are you going to be able to manage this? I mean, it's a lot.
It is, and that's a really good question. And I think the main thing is, having good assistants. You're only as good, first of all, as your players, but then you're also only as good as your assistants. And there's really only about a month overlap with, February to March. As far as the critical part, and I think they're right down the hill from us practicing basketball. I can walk down and see how they're doing.
Okay.
My focus will be basketball until obviously our season ends, but we're already going to get started with open field here in the next couple of weeks and kind of go ahead and get to know the girls. And I feel like that back part is what's going to be most important. The preseason essentially is going to be important.
Where are those two sports where they merge? What's the same? I guess what are some of the same coaching philosophies you can take from girls basketball to softball?
Well, I don't think it changes much from the hardwood to the dirt. A lot of those just the championship DNA is universal. I mean, a lot of the same core fundamentals of having a winning culture. I think the teamwork part of it. I think the communication part of it. I'm a very defensive-minded coach, and I feel like that's kind of similar. Obviously, it's different positions and stuff like that. But I think just overall, just that mentality, that winning mentality, that championship mentality, is the main thing.
Most head coaches dips their hands in the middle school program too and helps out with that, and gets the younger class ready to roll for become high schoolers. I guess, are you going to do the same thing too as well, or because of basketball, so you're not going to really have much time to do involved in middle school?
Right. The fortunate thing with us is 2 of my assistant coaches are the middle school coaches.
Oh,
so that's already kind of a great kind of from them to us. We've already going to develop those basics, the fundamentals of what we want to teach at the next level. They can go ahead and instill them with the younger kids.
So talk to me about the expectations for this first year. You're inheriting a program that went to the region championship, gave the top team in the state a good run for their money.
Sure did.
So what are you expecting this first year?
Yeah, holy cow. They did outstanding last year. Of course, Coach Murphy, big time shoes to follow. But again, the expectations will stay the same, if not, continue to grow. I want to get the girls as far as just the groundwork, and then obviously just get that next step. Can we be region champs? That's obviously everybody's goal. We got to get out of district first. Allen's going to be solid. Glasgow, they gave us a run last year, so that's going to be the main thing. But again, overall, we want to get better every day, and then make sure that we're playing our best in May.
Obviously, pitching, Shea Bogue is going to be the strength of the team,
yes.
and the defense was good as well too. But she's a senior, and you got to get that next group ready for the following year. So I'm guessing how you going to be able to manage to not only get Shea her innings, but also get some younger players some innings too, to get them ready for 2028.
Right. Well, I think Shea pitched every single game last year.
Yes.
I think that's going to have to do with scheduling. I think that we didn't play a lot of games last year. We were going to try to schedule 30, 32. And, I think it's just a mix of throwing in a girl named Addie Wheeler. She's a young kid, really good pitcher. And I think balancing that a little bit more where, you kind of give her some reps. That way she does have some varsity experience. That way when Shea does graduate, we've got somebody ready to go.
Now, taking on a new role like this, is there any anxiety, anything that you're still questionable on before you start officially with that first open field?
Yes and no. I have kind of joked a little bit. I've been playing a little slow pitch softball, at Beaver Trail Complex, and just getting right back into it. I'm competitive. I'm telling you what, I'm excited. I've had some of the girls already in class today with our conditioning principals class, and just seeing with them, they're like, "Are you excited about softball?" I was like, "Heck yeah, I'm excited." I think it's just once I get back out there and get my feet in the dirt, it's gonna all come back.
Is that church league softball that you're talking about?
That is church league softball.
Okay.
It is.
There's some stories about you in church league softball.
Yeah.
You're pretty intense for church league softball.
I think I broke my pinky or my finger right here last night trying to field a ball. So, hey, I'm got some scratches from diving for balls.
Still middle infield?
Still middle infield, playing short. That's exactly right.
Oh, my gosh. Church league softball. Wow.
On another note, school started today. Talk to us about what dynamic that throws into the sporting aspect.
Well, I teach a class called aerobics, which is like a humanities class, but it's a PE class. So I get to be around a lot of kids that we learn different workouts and we do different exercises. And then actually we just added a new class called conditioning principles for our female athletes. I'm extremely excited about that. I get to see a lot of my basketball players and then a lot of my softball players as well as soccer and, a variety of different sports. So I don't know, I'm really excited to just kind of work on athletic development when it comes to that class.
I'm sure if you're getting a jam or you got some questions, you can lean on Coach Murphy. And I think he's the new assistant AD. Not the AD, but assistant AD, right?
Well, they're doing like co-ADs.
Okay,
so
that's what I
yes.
thought.
He will be like kind of the softball AD as well as the basketball AD. But yes, he has said, anything that you need, you reach out. And then, like I said, I can't talk enough about the assistants. They had a great role last year because Coach Murphy was kind of in and out with watching Katie. And so Christopher Smith and Mary Schalk and Connor Rich, they'll be great. And then actually the kind of exciting part for me is my dad is going to come back and kind of be a volunteer, which back in 1997, he was the first Trojanet softball fast pitch coach. So
wow,
we're going to be back together and he's going to help me out. So I'm
Wow.
excited about him.
That is
So,
awesome.
how did that work out? Did you ask him, or did he see that you got the job and he's like, hey, you have to bring me back?
Well, when Coach Murphy sent me that text, he's the first person I sent it to, and I said, I will only consider this if you will help me. And he said, I'm all football, Purple's football until December, of course, when football season ends, and then I'll be all Trojanet softball. So he said he would do it, so I said, okay, I'm taking it.
Wow. How's going to find the time to do, because baseball, softball, football, it's going on all year round pretty much. Holy
Yeah,
cow.
well, like he'll end, like I said, in December with football. Hopefully they're state champs again for Purple's football. But and then after that, he'll be able to step right in January and help me with whatever I need. So yeah.
So talk to me about, I guess let's switch gears here. What has the offseason been like summer ball with girls basketball?
Yeah.
We had a really good summer ball. We focused more on individual stuff. We didn't play a lot. We did do the GRC Hoops Classic, which is big time in Winchester, and then we played at Western, and we went to Campbellsville. So we played very, very competitive teams. Really like who we've got coming back. We did lose a lot of depth and a lot of size. But, our guard play, it was really good. We're getting, a lot better. And then some of our younger kids, Layla Harris kind of was one that really peaked for us in the postseason. And so she's really stepped up. And, of course, Carly Hagan, she's I would say big, but she's really worked hard and is working on finishing around the rim. And then, of course, you can't not mention Shelby Bird and Mahala Burton and Addie Slagle. And so those five right there, we've got a good group and then a lot of role players that I think are going to step up for us.
I did not know until last night. I didn't realize that some of your basketball girls are playing soccer, and they're really good.
They're
They're really good at soccer. Wow.
Yes. Of course, I knew that we had a big win against Franklin Simpson last night, and Mahala Burton played outstanding defense. I was talking to her today, and a couple of their classmates. The girls that we have, they're just so well liked, and that just makes it that much more special. But as you said, Shelby Bird scored a couple of goals. But yeah, they are all around athletes. They're not just good basketball players, but they can do anything that they want to.
Of course, we've talked about Shay being the star pitcher. Anybody else you're excited to coach as far as softball goes, maybe that doesn't play your other sports?
Yeah, I think that, like I said, the Addie Wheeler, I feel like she is a good kid that I think I'd be excited about. Hadley Elkins is another one. She's one that I just got to meet in class. And just, great personalities and kids that want to work hard. One of my basketball players is Miley Commons, but she plays catcher. And so that's another one that I feel like that I can kind of even get closer to. Outside of that, there's a girl named Audrey Jones. She's a senior that did play basketball and then chose to stick with volleyball and softball. So I'm really excited to kind of coach her again and be out there with her as well.
Miley's another soccer player as well,
Miley
too, from last night.
Yeah.
The blanket defense they put on Cammie in the game last night. I was impressed last night. Wow. It was good. How'd the girls react when you talked to them about being a softball coach?
They seem excited. I think so. I think that they understand. Of course, they see me on the basketball court, and they're like, I don't want to play for her. She's scary. That's what a couple of them said. And I'm like, no, this is different, And so I think that, and I've grown a lot since 10 years ago, and maybe I was scary. I don't think I'm as scary as I was, but no, I think they're excited for it. I think that they just want the structure, and I feel like I'm very structured. We're going to do this for 5 minutes, then for 3.5 minutes, we're going to do this. I feel like they will respond well to that. And I just think being held accountable, I think that that's one of the main things, and they know that I'll do that.
Okay, one main thing that we see on the basketball court that I'm hoping we can still see on softball, the swag.
Oh, gosh.
How do you incorporate that into your softball coaching outfit? Is that possible? Can you have swag?
I've kind of been thinking about that. I don't know if I need to get some, snazzy pink, turf shoes, or, if I need to wear some cool visors. I'm not real sure.
Cool
Maybe
visors,
that's one
cool
thing.
visors. That's a good suggestion.
Cool
I'm
visors.
up for suggestions, ideas. We'll consider.
Cool visors definitely is the route to go. Do you know what the schedule is going to look like for next year?
Working on that right now.
Okay.
Kind of in the process still of obviously getting our competitive teams like, your South Warrens and, your Greenwoods. Obviously playing all of our district games twice. So I'm kind of working on that. think we're maybe take a trip. Nobody really knows this yet, to maybe Fort Walton for a little spring break trip. Just kind of get out.
Why not?
Exactly. I mean, get out and get some sun and enjoy the beach. So I think the seniors really wanted to do that the last couple of years, or the incoming seniors. So hopefully maybe we can just do a little surprise trip like that.
Okay.
So you said your I guess your top memory when you played was a loss to Greenwood.
Well.
How much you ready for that first game against Greenwood? Is that Brent Clark?
Yeah, can't wait for that. Of course, a lot of things have changed since, back then. But yeah, I mean, but each day, like I said, we want to have that winning mentality, and we want to get better every day, and that's going to be kind of the main goal. I think it'll be really fun. I don't mean to say I'm bad, but to play against South Warren, these really good teams that are top notch now, and hey, we're going to go out, we're going to do the best we can, we're going to be confident, and at the end of the day, we're just going to do whatever we can.
I'm intrigued. The Coach Piper Lindsey, Coach Kelly Reynolds rivalry may be starting up here.
I'm here for it. That'd be fun.
I'm guessing, obviously, with softball, there's a lot of focus on small ball. I'm guessing you will probably do the same thing too as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I think, whatever I like to do, whatever is best for who we have.
Okay.
For whatever, if our girls are better hitting, and hitting bombs, then we can go that right. I like to adapt to whatever is best for our team. My coaching philosophy is to go that route. I'm not going to try to make kids do something that they're not comfortable with.
And of course, getting to the region tournament means you got to at least finish first or second in the district.
Right.
Let's talk more about this district a little bit. That, like you said, is very competitive.
Like I said, Glasgow, I feel like they've always given us struggles. The last couple of district tournament games, I mean, we've just been neck and neck with them. I mean, I think we went 9 innings with them the year before, and then it was really close this past year. And not just them, but with Allen County and Warren East as well. I mean, I think it's anybody's, and we're going to have to be ready to go and be dialed in, regardless of who we play.
How nervous are you for your first game?
I have to admit that. I mean, I tell the girls, you don't want to be nervous. It's anxious.
Okay.
So I will be very anxious.
Okay.
Stepping out there, and I will be extremely anxious. But I'm excited. I mean, it's a good anxious,
Okay.
So.
Well, Coach, before we let you go, do you want to give a pitch to any athletes who might not be on the softball team at this moment, but now that you're the coach, get out there?
Well, I've already kind of been working on that a little bit. I mean, there are some girls walking the halls that need to play softball. They need to come back out, and so I encourage that. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from any kid that's put in the time, but anybody deserves that chance. And there are several girls that I can name right now, but I'm not going to, that I think would really help Trojanet softball. And it's not just that, but it's just an overall, your athletic ability. I'm a firm believer. And if you can play as many sports as you can, you do that. And that's kind of what I would leave it at. You need to play as much as you can in a variety of sports. I think it's just way more opportunities down the road.
Well, being one of the largest schools in the region, I would think you could be able to find 15 or 20. I mean, you already got 7 or 8 already,
Right.
but more to add on in that school, I would think.
Yeah, at least. I mean, we should be making cuts, honestly.
Wow.
What you should be doing
Okay.
with the school that size. I mean, to be honest, that's how it should be.
Wow. You talk about swag. I think you need like a home run chain, a home run crown,
Okay.
or something like that.
Right, yeah.
Or I think UCLA in the bottom of third inning, they have like a mini party in the dugouts. Where they'll throw like confetti. Well, now of course you got to clean it up. I mean, I don't think they want to do that, but things like that for camaraderie and stuff like that and so forth. So that would be something probably pretty cool to see.
Be thinking about something like that.
All right. Well, you got anything else, Brian?
No, I'm good. I'm just shocked with the news.
Well.
Like, man, Coach Lindsey's going to coach softball.
That's
Man.
right.
Next thing you know, she'll coach football. Actually,
Yeah, football's coming up. Aren't they going to
Football
start
is
flag
coming up.
football? Well, I'm saying, isn't that like going to be a
flag
new
football, yes.
a new
that's
varsity
right.
sport?
Yes, it is.
In a
Yes.
couple years, so
That's
don't
right.
count me
Have you
out.
thought about that?
2028.
Yeah.
That's right.
I love
Flag
that
football.
in college. I was intramural. Yes. Love flag football.
So yeah, when it's officially here, we're gonna break
Just
the news
wait.
before it's even official that you're the coach of flag football.
But that's going to be the same
It's
season.
the same as softball. I know.
It's going to be the same season as
I know.
softball. So that's going to be tough.
Hey, I could do both.
Wow.
No, I'm just
Why
playing.
not,
I don't
Brian?
know.
Wow. Holy
Yes.
cow. Man.
All right. Well, we're very, very excited to see what
Yes.
we can do, what Coach Piper Lindsey can do on the softball diamond. We'll see her first on the basketball court, but you just get to see her more of the swag, That's to be determined how it's going to work at softball, but we're going to see it. Coach, thanks for stopping by tonight.
Right.
Yes, thank you.
For having
Thank you.
me.
All right, that is all for the pre-party. We have a stacked regular show coming up at 6, and then the post-party, after-party, going to have Bowling Green football in here. So
That's right.
Make sure you tune in live on Talk 104, 93 WKCT, not WNKY. And we'll be back here in just a little bit on Facebook as well.
They would love that. If it's on NKY, they would love that. Big time.
Double stream.
I've had to
Goodness.
really practice saying Trojanettes softball. Because I want to say Trojanet basketball. You know what I mean?
Oh,